What's up, y'all? Welcome back to those that are subscribed and those that just, you be scrolling through YouTube and like, let me see what this lady's talking about. Those that just came across my page. Thank you for tuning in. My name is Victoria Hammonds. I go by Tori. I actually prefer that. So feel free to address me as such. Y'all, it's 2023, baby. Happy New Year. How is the first day of the year for you? Is it going good? You still trying to get yourself together? I pray that it has been well. I pray that y'all were able to bring it in the way that you wanted it to be. And even if it wasn't necessarily the way you wanted it to be, just know that it is on. 2023, it is on. I believe with all of my heart of hearts, that 2023 is the year of abundance for us. 2023 is the year of more blessings because we're already blessed. The year of more blessings, the year of good health for those that are in need of good health and for those that want to maintain their health. It is the year of prosperity and so much more, y'all. So much more. I trust and believe that with all my heart, and I pray that y'all are believing the same thing. I pray that your faith is pointed in that direction. I pray that your hope is still there and that it is not lost, because baby, if you lost it, you need to find it. Okay, it's the first day. Find it, look all around. I want you to get it back and hold on to it. Okay, so I have been doing these mini videos. If you've been tuned in at least the last about Shri. Okay, maybe we don't do. Are we doing proper in 2023? Or I could just keep being me. Okay, so maybe like 3 days, probably within the last 3 or 4 days, I've put out several videos. And the whole purpose of these videos is to share with you all things that I found to be very beneficial, very critical, very vital, and changing my life for the good in 2022, and I wanted to share them with y'all. And granted, baby, I know we are in 2023, but I'm still gonna share these things from 2022. I mean, we only in the first day, okay? So we can take these things, or y'all can take these things if you choose to, and see how it works for you, but I'm gonna share them anyway, okay? So while I was in the middle of that, your girl got a little course correction, and the good Lord was like, hey, Tori, I know you're doing what I told you to do, but what about that thing I told you to do before I told you to do this? And so I had to go back, which was also a lesson that I share with you all, to go back to the very last thing that God told you to do and make sure you have done it, make sure you have checked off the box before you move on to the next thing. So I had to pause and go back and cover, what did I cover? Abandonment to rejection. I don't know if y'all saw that video, but your girl put it out. I actually think it's two parts to that. Make sure you check out the first one, and then you'll see where the other one is listed as part 2. But anyway, go back and check that out. I don't want to go on and on and on. But there was one more that the good Lord told me to talk about. And I think it's going to help y'all. I know it's going to help y'all, because if he told me to do it, somebody need to hear it, even if it's just one person, okay? So, y'all let me know in the comments after you watch the entire video what you thought, if it helped you, or perhaps you know somebody that it might be able to help, okay? So if I did not say this, which I definitely don't believe I did already, but for those that are tuning in and you're new and you're probably like, who is this lady? Who is she? My name is Victoria Hammonds. I go by Tori, and I actually prefer that, so feel free to, call me that. Talk to me. I talk back. Y'all been talking in the comments. I like to thank everybody that has been talking in the comments. I definitely appreciate it, because nobody wants to be out here feeling like they just not talking to nobody. But anyway, talk to me. I talk back. Let me know what you think, okay? Let me know if you can relate, if you've been there, if you know somebody that can benefit from it, something, or just tell me how your day went. Something in the comments. Say hey. I'll say hey back. So tonight, y'all, I gotta take a deep breath. Tonight, when I say I believe with all of my heart of hearts, that this had nothing to do with me, prior to actually doing research, but it had everything to do with me. And this is about being stiff-necked. Are you a stiff-necked person? We're going to find out. This is about being stiff-necked. This is somebody that is determined to have things their way, or determined for things to go the way that they want it to go. They could be labeled as very assertive as well. Y'all, let me get to the example, okay? Because y'all can look up the definition, but let me get to the example. How this applied to me, how it started, okay? Well, maybe not how it started, but let me just get to the story. So someone in my life who I love very much, who has been and continues to be very influential in my life, and I know that they want the best for me, they pray for the best for me, all of those good things. But one day they had told me to do something, and y'all, when I say I can't remember what it was, I really can't, or I would share with y'all what it was I was supposed to do, but it was something they had told me to do, and I was like, oh no, like, I did. And it was like, and I'm paraphrasing, I'm not paraphrasing a word, because they did use the word stiff-necked, but the way they, like, their reply to me not doing what I was supposed to do, I'm kind of paraphrasing, but they used the word stiff-necked. And so they was like, if your stiff-necked self, like, you are so stiff-necked. So it was like something around about that, but I know they used the word stiff-necked. And so, like I said, I love this person, very influential, all that in my life. I still love them, still care about them, still in my life, all of that stuff like that. So I didn't take it like in a negative way. Like, it wasn't like, like, it didn't like hurt my feelings or anything like that. It was just like, I don't know, like, I think I heard it, but it didn't really resonate too much, because like, I didn't think I was stiff-necked. I think I was more like, how? Like, that was a question that I probably had. And so later on, I really did ask God, and this was like several years ago. And so later on, I really did ask God, like, how? But I think I just kind of left it at how, because I had my mindset like, that's not me. I'm not a stiff-necked person. Like, I'm not, like, I just didn't think what I thought the definition of it was, or partial definition, which is why it's good to really look up some of these words in its full context, all of the synonyms, and perhaps sometimes the antonyms to some of these words. And so what I knew it to be was somebody who was very stubborn, somebody who was prideful, somebody who carried this ego around with them. Somebody that was harsh, someone who was like flint, somebody who was hard-nosed, like all of these things, right? And I'm like, me? Tor? What? They ain't me, baby. I mean, I'm some things. I probably been called some things too. But stiff-neck? I ain't know, I felt like that had came from the left. I was like, huh? What? But anyway, so the word stuck out. Like I said, this was several years ago, but it wasn't until recently. When I say recently, I mean in 2022, towards the, halfway mark, towards the end of 2022, like, God really highlighted that word to me. And I'm like, stiff-necked on me? Like, your baby girl? Like, what? Sorry, stiff. Anyway, so here I am still just like, how does this apply to me, Lord? Okay? And so, you already know I looked in the Bible. And of course, we already know the Israelites, the people that Moses were, leading to this land, the promised land, like leading them to the place that God had promised them. Y'all, probably about 20 plus times when I looked up, these people were referred to as stiff-necked. Like, it literally said they were stiff-necked. And it's because no matter what God said, they still wanted to do things their way. They wanted what they wanted. They wanted who they wanted. They had Moses as their leader, but when Moses went up, I think this is when he went up with God, when he was doing the the commandments. Him and God, they were together. And I think Moses was gone about 40 days, all right? And so the people was getting impatient. They was like, where is he? Y'all know this is my version, right? But I do want y'all to go and read it. And I will be putting the scripture context in the bottom of this. But they was like, look, baby, Aaron. It was time to Aaron. Where's Moses? Like, we've been waiting on him. He supposed to be taking us to this land. What is he doing? Where is he at? So they got very impatient. And then they decided to build this golden calf. Okay, so I'm going to stop right there. I ain't going to, this ain't, it's not Bible study, but I am definitely going to give y'all this word. And I'm going to put it in the description box. But they just like, where is he at? They done built this golden calf and start praying and to the golden calf and everything else they ain't had no business doing. God was giving these people fresh manna from heaven. Every single day. They complained about that. They said, we should have stayed where we at because the food was much better there. Like, just complaining about everything. And you have God telling you, out of all people, you have God telling you something that he has promised you. And we know when God promised you something that he's going to do what he said he is going to do. Now, it don't always come in our time. It don't. Because, Lord, I know I didn't look. Y'all didn't look to it. Y'all watch a few times. Like, or either the calendar, like, so what time you said it was going? What day you said you, like, like we just waiting, like, okay, when are things going to happen? Okay, I know you said it's going to happen, but when is it going to happen? So they were getting very impatient. And, as they were impatient, they were complaining. Like I said, they started to do things their way. They were adamant about doing things their way. They were determined to do things their way. And so as I read this, as I read the definition, as I looked at some of the synonyms for the word stiff-necked, I said, I see there. Okay, all right, Tory stiff-neck. I could kind of see where we was going with this, and it's not because of the huge ego, because I don't feel like I have this huge ego. It's not because of the arrogance. I don't think I'm a very arrogant person. But baby, when it comes to the word of being determined, when it comes to the word of being adamant, and when it comes to the word of, I don't want to say it real loud, pride, like a little bit of pride. And baby, I ain't talking about the pride that most people talk about, like, with their chest stuck out, all prideful, like, yeah, I did this, yeah, I did that. I'll tell y'all the type of pride, because you might have this pride too. Yeah, you probably think, I'm not prideful. Hold on, I ain't done yet. So I was like, Lord, what areas in my life, like, okay, I can kind of see this. And then he started to bring things back to my remembrance. So ask him and he'll give it to you. I don't know if you're ready for it, but he'll give it to you. And so I'm going to give y'all an example, right? Not a really good example as far as like something I would really want to be telling y'all, but I'm going to give it to you anyway, okay? So you can really get what I'm saying about this stiff neck thing, because I want you to, if it's you, I want you to stop it here on today. So y'all, years ago, I was out on my own, had my own place, and I needed a bill paid. I definitely needed a bill paid. And I think I just forgot about it. Like, I knew the bill needed to be paid. One, I did know that, okay? I ain't gonna say I ain't know. Now, I knew it needed to be paid. And that thing was backed up. It was backed up for sure. But if you are one of those people that kind of take your bill, because you ain't really got the funds for it at the time, and you just put it to the side and don't really go back to it, keep listening. And so I knew I had a bill that had to be paid. Like I said, I knew about it, but I kept putting it to the side, kept putting it to the side whenever it came in. Like, I'll get to it, or I'm going to see what I can do about working out a payment plan, so forth. Honey, well, one day, it was down to the wire, baby. And I have pretty much got an ultimatum. You pay this bill, or this is the very next step we are taking. And I always said, Mrs. I'm not stiff-necked, that I would have to be down and out. That I would have to be sitting on the street corner with my stuff outside the door for me to ask somebody for help. Because I don't like asking nobody for anything. I'll figure it out for myself. I'll figure it out on my own. I got into it myself. I'm going to get myself out. Now, does this sound like any of y'all? And it may not have been a bill, but the other part that I said, I figure it out. I got myself into it, so I'll figure it out on my own. I'm not asking nobody for nothing. I'm going to figure it out myself. I got it. I got to be down and out, stuff halfway out, on the corner to ask somebody for help. And I used to literally tell people that, like, not me. I'm not asking nobody for anything. Little miss, I don't have pride. That's the type of pride I'm talking about. Like I said, I ain't talking about the pride and the ego that got your chest stuck out. I'm talking about the pride that makes you like you down like this, like you don't want nobody to know what's going on. Oh, I got it. I'm good. I'm straight. Everything good over here. Oh, no. I don't need that. I'm going to figure it out. I got it. I'm determined to do it myself. And I was like that. And sometimes, like now, I still kind of am like that. Like I really like to try to figure things out on my own. Like a lot of business things I have figured out on. Well, I can't even take all the credit because it was definitely the good Lord that helped me. Because when he give you that wisdom and that knowledge, so it wasn't even solely me. But I have been the type of person that be like, oh no, I'm gonna figure it out on my own, y'all. And I'm telling you, like, that's what God was showing me. Like it's not the way that you've been thinking toward that it meant, or when they said it back then, like your initial thoughts, but you're stiff-necked in other ways. And so how can I, when God does things, most of the time, he does it through people. He does it through sending people to help you. He does it through people being a blessing to you. He does it through divine connections, divine appointments, divine partnerships, all of these things that he sends, which is where the word divine comes in because it's coming from him, right? You were not placed in this world to be alone. I don't care what nobody say. I know they say they want to be alone, but we were not placed in this world to be alone. And I'm not just necessarily talking about a romantic relationship. I believe, that as well. But as far as like friendships and family and stuff like that, like there should be other people in your life. Hello, Mr. or Mrs. I want to hibernate and be by myself. Okay? We weren't meant to do things alone. And so in order to get what God has for you, you cannot be stiff-necked because you're not going to be open to receive the help. You're not going to be open to receive the blessing. You're not going to be open to receive the collaborations or the partnerships and all of these divine things that God wants to send you if you always like, no, I'm going to figure this thing out on my own. Or if you're adamant about doing things on your own, if you're adamant about getting yourself out of something that you may have gotten into when you can ask somebody else for some help. Isn't it easier with help? And so I'm going to go back to these stiff-necked people that were in the Bible. So you have God doing all of these things for you. He has given you his word. And we know his word is bond. Like his word is his word. It does not come back empty. He has to do what he sent it out to do. It will not return void. All of those things in which we know. So we know that God's word is true. We know what he ended up doing later on in the Bible. But why would you put yourself in a situation where you're blocking God from helping you? And that's what they ultimately did. They couldn't wait for Moses to come back down. So they built this golden calf. Well, God said that you aren't supposed to have any other gods, any other idols, worship any of these things. So you better believe, honey. Oh, skirt, screech, skirt, halt, whatever you want to call it. Oh, baby, we got to stop this thing. I know y'all supposed to be going to the promised land, but you think you going like that and you done built this golden calf? Okay, well, let's wrap this thing up. Let's put a pause to that. God sending you this fresh manna, taking care of you every single day. No, it's not what you used to have, but it's provision for the time being while he is taking you to the promise, something greater, to milk and honey, something where you never have to worry about lacking or begging again. He's taking you to the place of abundance and prosperity and wealth and health and all of these things. And you complaining because you got to work because of what the provision looks like right now. You tired of it? You tired of eating the same thing? And you just want to do all this complaining and murmuring. And you just want to do what you want to do. You want to be adamant about doing what you want to do. You want to be determined to do what you want to do, but you still want the promises that God has said that he's going to give you. It don't work like that, baby. It don't work like that. It can't work like that. He don't work like that. He don't operate like that. You can't say, God, oh, I want what you want me to have, but I also want what I want to do. Like, I want to get it how I want to get it done. And disregard what he told you to do. It don't work like that. So now I put this in modern terms, in your terms. How can you ever be in a position to receive everything that God has for you if he's using people to do it, which is pretty much how he does it? Whether it's, like I said, a connection, a divine connection, a partnership, a collaboration, someone just there sent to help you. You praying and asking him for help, but when the help come, oh no, I'm good. I got it. No, I'm gonna figure it out on my own. I'm good, but thank you though. You cannot do that. You have to get over that pride, Tori. You have to get over trying to figure out every single thing on your own. Baby, yes. Like, God can do it, yes. Can he do it? Yeah, he can give me everything I need, I know. But if he operates through people, you got to be open to it. You don't want to miss what he has for you. You don't want to miss the promises that he said that he was going to give you because you can't be open to receive the people that he's sending that promise through. Because you can't be open to the people that he's sending that blessing through. Because you can't be open to the people that he's using to help you after you done prayed, cried, snotting, nose snotting and everything. And then he sends you the help that you need, that you ask for. But you let that pride, you let that ego, you let that arrogance, you let that obstinate, hard nose, stiff neck get in the way. Y'all, you gotta let it go. You gotta get rid of it. It is 2023. At the beginning of this video, I said this was the year of God's abundance. This was the year of God's prosperity. This was the year of God's good health for you. This was the year of God's perpetual blessings, because we are already blessed. So it's not like you're about to just start being blessed, but it's going to continue to happen over and 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 over again. And it's going to come through people. I'm telling you, it comes through people. We are here together. We're supposed to be working together. And you don't want to miss that. You don't want to shut that out when the opportunity comes. You don't want to shun the help, the assistance when it comes. It's okay to allow people to do for you. And I'm talking to me too. Because like I said, this was a word highlighted for me, but I know it wasn't just for me, but it, helping you all as well. It's okay. It's okay if people want to help you. Allow them to help you. It's okay if you don't know everything and you can't figure it out on your own, Tori. You can ask for help. So many other people out here that, you can get help from. They can help you. I think it's good to want to do things. Like you're not being lazy about it, or you're not being lax. You're not just waiting for everybody to just hand you everything. But in the same sense, when God is sending you these things that you need, that you pray for, that you ask for, you got to be able to recognize it. And you got to be open to it. And you can't do it being stiff-necked, guys. Like I said, I'm going to put the word that I did reference in the description box, and anything else that I feel like might be relatable to this topic. But y'all, you can't be stiff-necked. We in 2023. This is the first day of a brand new year. And if you want all of those good things that I named and more, because I did not name it all. I'm sure I don't know it all. But if you want any inkling of it, you got to lose that stiff neck. I had to lose that stiff neck. I'm actually grateful that that person said that when they said that. And then it came back around and God highlighted that word and I looked into it, because if I was still like, oh no, that's not me, I'm not stiff neck, then I wouldn't have looked into it. But I knew that God was highlighting it for a reason. And remember, these things are a process too. God can't do things overnight. I ain't doubting that at all. I'm not doubting it at all. He can definitely do it overnight. But for some things, it may be a process. So I want you to think about it. The next time somebody says they're going to help you and you really need help, you know what? Thank you. I appreciate that. I could use your help. Thank you. The next time somebody said they're going to show you how to do something, because you really haven't been able to figure it out on your own. You done Googled it, researched it, everything, you just can't figure it out. Let them help you. Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thank you, Lord, for sending this person, because I couldn't figure it out on my own. Whew. I've been trying to figure that thing out, but I ain't got it yet. Let them. All right? So I want y'all to enjoy this year. I pray that it be with ease. And, I pray that it exceeds your wildest imagination, thought, or any request that you could ever think to ask God. I pray this video has been a blessing to you all, because I had to share some of my business. I know I don't be getting all into it. Y'all be waiting for me to release all the juicy grapes. I know y'all do. My mama call it juicy grapes. Y'all be waiting for me to spill everything. Whew. One day, maybe, perhaps in a book, I don't know. Or later on, if the good Lord be like, girl, tell them that whole story. But y'all know where I was getting at. You done probably had a bill or two. Some of you done needed help with. You ain't want to ask nobody. And you down to the, hey, ma'am. Come on. All right, now. Then to close things down over here, you don't do what you're supposed to do. But anyway, I have given y'all 28 whole minutes, going on 29, okay? So we're going to wrap this thing up. Stay tuned, because now I think I can move back onto my mini videos, because I done got those 2 things out that I was supposed to do. That's another thing I'm going to say again. I know I said it earlier. Go back to the last thing that God told you to do and do it. And do it well. All right? As always, be blessed and be encouraged. Y'all look out for the next mini videos. All right. Bye.